Hi, my name is Joseph Telegadas. I'm in ENME272, section 0501, and I'm doing the extra credit for exam 2. Alright, so to start with, we're going to make a new part, and we're going to call it the main body. And we're going to uncheck the default template, hit OK. It's an inches part solid. It's modeled by me, Joseph Telegadas. And the description again is going to be main body. Alright, okay. Alright, so to start with, we're going to do an extrude. And we're going to click this, which is the top datum. We're going to bring this to sketch view. And this is going to be the bottom of our main body. So I'm going to start with a circle, draw it, hit escape. That looks like it has a radius or a diameter of 5. Dimension it correctly. There we go. Check mark. Okay. There's a thickness of 0.5. Enter. Check mark. And that is good. So the next part is the blend, which is a hexagonal blend. So we're going to come here to Shapes, Blend. We're going to hit Sections, and for this item to find it, we're going to click the top of this circle. If we go like this, looks good. Hit check mark. Cancel it, yes. Alright, so in sections, we're going to click Fine. Take this top, hit sketch, and bring it to sketch view. And then we're going to go to palette, click and drag this 6-sided hexagon onto here, hit check mark, zoom in, change this to be dimension 1.5, change this dimension to be 0, and then hit dimension, hit click on the center, control click on the axes, and middle click the mouse, and type 0, and that will center our hexagonal rectangle. Click OK. Now go to sections, section 2. It's going to be offset by a distance of 3, and this is to the center cross section. Hit enter. Hit sketch, and again we're going to come to palette, 6-sided hexagon, click and drag, hit OK, dimension this to be 0.75, click OK, change this dimension to 0, and hit dimension, center, control, click the axis, middle click, 0. Alright, hit check mark, and that's looking good. So lastly, one more time, sections, insert, section 3, distance of 3, sketch, sketch view. Ooh, that is weird. Alright, palette, 6-sided hexagon, click and drag, check mark, again 1.5 as it's on the other end, this dimension 0, dimension, center, control, axis, middle click, 0. Alright. Check mark, good, okay. Check mark. Alright. From here, that blend looks perfect. Alright, from here, we're going to do another extrude. We're going to click this top surface, bring it to sketch view. I'm going to add some references. I'm going to reference this, hit close, and I'm also going to add some center lines, just in case. Always good to have. Alright, click circle, come here, make it even with this circle, check mark, and the distance is 0.5. And this will be our top end cap. Click OK. Alright, so now I'm going to do a revolve. We are going to select the front datum, bring it to sketch view. Now I have to add a center line. I'm going to right click and hold and designate this my axis of revolution, hit OK. And now I'm going to hit line, and I'm going to start at the bottom and hit escape. And this has a diameter of 1 for that center hollowing. That's what I'm looking at. Alright, add another line. Look here, come up, hit escape. And this has a distance of 2, because it's the 1.5 distance plus the 0.5 for the circle. Check mark. Another line. Come in, click here, come up here. Hit escape twice. This distance has a radius or a diameter of 0.5. This has a length 2.5. Well then, 2.5. And then we're going to come up here. Zoom out a little bit. Alright, line again. We're going to come back out, go up here. And click. And then come back to the center line, hit escape twice. Alright, it's 2.5. And dimension this. That has a diameter of 1, looks good. Alright, so I'm just going to do this length to make sure it's the right length. And 2.5, so it looks good. Okay. Undo and get rid of that. Alright, so this looks good. We're going to hit check mark. And let's see if we can get some shading. Hit move material. And that should make it. Alright, looks good. Check mark, okay. Alright, so okay, we gotta do one more revolve and to kind of make that divot in the top and the bottom plate. So again, we're going to go to revolve. We are going to hit placement and click this front datum again, bring it to sketch view. And if we look here, the divot, we're going to go to no hidden lines. Alright, so if we see the divot, actually, I'm going to cancel this. Yes. I'm going to do the rounds first so that we can see where to create our divots. So the rounds are very simple. We're going to put shading back on. Chamfer. Shading with edges. Click round. And we want the round to be 0.5. And again, we're going to click this edge right here. Not that. It's not right at all. Oh, now we're going to change this to 0.25. That top one doesn't look good, so I'm going to cancel that, yes. I'm going to hit round again, 0.25, and make sure to click this edge right here, and this edge right there. And down here, this edge, and this edge. Alright, that looks good. Check mark. Alright, cool. Alright, so that looks good. And then, like I said, we're going to do that last revolve for the divot. So click revolve, front datum, bring to sketch view. No hidden lines. Alright. And then the divots are at the top and the bottom, and they look like they have a 3.5 references. They are radius. Here, come up here, here, and click down there. And close that. Hit escape. Ooh, and we have to right click on this center line. Actually, add center line. Designate this the axis of revolution. Okay, alright. So the inner circle of these divots should have a diameter of 3.5. Down there. And this should be 3.5 for this diameter. We're going to delete, 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 and then redraw this box here. We're going to start here, go up to the center of this round, come over here, come down, and then come back over, escape twice, and now we see that that is even with this one here. If not, you could dimension it and make sure the distance to the center line is so it has a diameter of 3.5, but we should be good. Click OK. Default option has been switched to remove material, so let's turn on shading to make sure this has a good look, and that looks like what we want. So now we're going to click OK. Alright, so a couple last things for our engineering drawing. We have to add some planes to do the revolve view. So we're going to go to View Manager. Actually, we're going to go to Plane, the datum plane, and we're going to click the top datum offset, and we need one at the center, so that is going to be 0.5 plus a distance of 3. Looks like. Trying to see on the drawing here. So 3.5. Click OK. That looks good. And then plane. And then it's going to be offset from this datum, but it's going to be a distance of 3. Okay, there we go. So we've added our two planes to do our revolve views, and now we're going to add the section to do the quarter cross section. So that is section AA. So what we're going to do, we're going to click View Manager, Sections, New, Offset. We're going to call it A. Okay. So we're going to select the top as the sketch plane, hit sketch, bring this to the sketch orientation, no hidden. Alright, and we're going to draw a line from here to the center and out, and hit escape, hit OK. Okay. Alright, now we have that, but we want to reverse the direction, so we're going to click this here. And that looks good. We can see we have our cut just like in there. And click OK. And now we're also going to create a new orientation for this, so that it matches the what we have on the engineering drawing. So we're going to rotate it like this, and then we're going to hit Orient, New, and we're going to call this Section View. enter, okay, and hit close. And now this is the main body completed. So we're going to hit save, and that'll be okay there, saved in that folder, click OK. File, new, drawing. We're going to call this main body. Uncheck the default template, hit OK. Empty with format, browse. And if we go to our working directory, select the Spring format and hit OK. Alright, so now we have to get our general view. Alright, general view, OK. And we're going to click somewhere down here. This looks good. We want the front, apply. OK. If we go to scale, custom scale, 0.375 should do. Apply. Okay, we can uncheck. Actually, we want to leave this checked right now. Alright, we want to add hidden lines and repaint that. Alright, and then go right click, projection view, come up top, and we can click, and we have our projection view. From here, we want to add general view. Okay, click again. And this time we're going to do our section view. Apply. Then we're going to go to sections. Sections, add A. Okay, apply. And that is the inverse of what we wanted. We can hit that and change it and click OK. So now we have that section. We might change that view a little bit later. Oh, and right click, properties. Make the scale 0.375. Apply that. Okay. I'd like to see, and this should also have no hidden lines on it. So if we go here, view display, no hidden, apply that. And then if we go to view type, let's look at the default. No, that's not good. Alright, so we're going to go, okay, so we're going to come back to our part, and we're going to rotate it a little more. Try and get this to line up a little bit better with what's on the test. Okay, that looks a little better. View manager, call this new section. New. Hit OK. Close. Save. Alright, come back here. Go to the main body. Right click. Right click. Properties. Section new. Apply. Alright, that looks good. Okay. Alright, so now we have this. So we're first going to add a detailed view. This is DWAA, so we click that. And click the center point, which looks to be about here. And then do a bunch of small clicks and draw a circle around this. And hit enter. And middle click. Yes, finish the bent, right click. Yes, finish with the boundary definition. Sorry about that. Alright, so click detailed view. And we're going to select the center point again and click and drag and shape of a circle around it. And then we're going to middle click to seize detail A, and then click over here for our drawing view. And that looks like we cut it, so we're gonna delete that, and we're gonna try that again. So we're going to center click where we want our detailed view to be. Draw a circle around to make sure we get that divot in there. Middle click, and then click over here for our section A, and that looks good. Section A, and then we want to go to properties and change this scale to 1. Okay. All right. And we can click unlock movement. We're gonna move this over a little bit so that we can get that detail on the page. And we can move this up a little bit. All right. Okay. Now, the last thing we're gonna do these revolve views. So we're gonna select this as the parent view. Select this as the center point. Revolved alignment reference. Planar, single done. Name, cross section, we'll say B. Plane. And we want to click this plane that we created, and there's the 1. Okay, and then do one more revolved view. This is the parent view. Select center point for the drawing view. Cross section. Create new. Planar C. Done. Type in C. Hit check mark. Plane. Click this one, and there we go. Apply it. Okay. All right. From now here, it's just a matter of doing some dimensions. So if we go to annotate, dimension, also we're going to get rid of these. We don't need them anymore. Dimension, so this, 5, middle click, orientation, change this to diameter, and then change the display. Flip these arrows. All right, looks good. Next thing we can do is this inner radius right here. Same thing. Click diameter and put these arrows. All right, and the last one is this radius right here. All right. There. See. Cancel. Go back. Hit dimension again. I'm gonna do and come over this down. Middle click, that looks okay. Now this side to this one. Yeah, misclicked. Alright. This to this 1.5 right there. Display, flip these arrows. This to this. And this to this. Alright. What else do we have to do? Dimension this side length. 0.5. Flip these arrows and this side length. Looks good. The center. Alright, sorry. Dimension the center. Then of course we want to make that a diameter and flip the arrows again. And same with this one. Alright. That looks good. And the last thing we have to dimension is on our detailed view. So this length to control, click this one. This entire thing. I want to flip those arrows. And then dimension the last part, which is the round. Alright. And then the last thing it looks like we need to do is add our center lines. So if we go to, cancel that. Alright, if we go to annotate, show model annotations, click on this thing, come over here, and we can add one of these center lines, click apply, cancel. And now we can click and drag this and make it go through our whole model. Show model animations, click on this thing here, add this center line, apply, cancel, shorten these a little bit. And then show model annotations, click on this one. Apply that. Okay. And again, shorten it a little bit. Also going to shorten that a little bit too. Alright, cool. Alright, recenter, and then we need one more center line on this one. So you know the drill. Check mark, apply, okay. Alright, that looks good. Alright, so this is all for problem 1. It's the main body. We're going to save main body drawing. Okay. Alright, so now we have to make the second part, which is going to be our spring. So file, new, part. I'm just going to call this spring. Click OK. Alright, and then we want to recheck all these so that they're displayed. Alright, so for this one, we are going to click sweep, helical sweep, references. I'm going to select references, define this datum, bring it to, and hit sketch. So we're sketching on the right datum. All right. So now section has been rotated. What we're going to do is we're going to sketch a line or like this. Actually, escape. Okay, no, that's good. Okay, so sketch that. So we want it to have a length of 6, and this is going to be the trajectory for a helical sweep. And we want it to have a radius. Oh shoot, look at that. Length of 6. Need designate. Okay, cancel. Yes. Alright, so we're going to references, define this reference plane again, so it's the right plane, and hit sketch. Designate an axis. We're going to make a center line to designate it the axis of revolution. Okay. And then we're just going to sketch a line. Sketch. Alright, so it needs to have a diameter of 4, or yeah, diameter of 4, a length of 6. Just make this 0. Alright. Click OK. And this is the path that we're going to follow. So now if we go to references, alright, and it's a trapezoid. Such a line. Okay. And our line is going to be, mention this, be 0.5, and another line right here. Dimension this one to be 0.25. Then we're going to connect them. And we're going to dimension this angle to be so it's not going to be 110, so it's going to be 360 minus 110. Cancel that. Sorry about that. I had to use the bathroom. Alright, so now that we have our trajectory finished, we can go and edit our pitch. And our pitch looks like it is 0.625. And then we can click on this to draw our cross section for our air velocity. So we have trajectory starts right here. So what we want to do is create a line that is 0.5, a trapezoid. I'm going to close it and hit escape, escape. Alright, so now we have some math to do. So this is going to be 0.5, and this is going to be 0.25, and this is going to be looks like it's going to be 0.125. And then from here we're going to do it's going to be dimension and make this Alright, so if that is 110, that's going to be 70 degrees. And that is the right cross section. So we're going to click OK. And now we have our sweep. And it looks right. Alright, check mark. Okay. And we're going to save this. And we're going to call that spring. Okay. So now we have to make the assembly, which is not hard at all. So we're going to do File, New, Assembly, Exam to ASM. Don't use the default template, click OK. Modeled by, again, my name, Joseph Telegadas. And description. Exam 2. Okay. Alright, so now we are going to click Assemble. We're going to bring in the main body. And this assembly isn't too hard. I want to have this fully constrained. I'm going to go fix. Check mark, okay. And then assemble. Spring. Open. Alright. And placement. Select component assembly. So we're going to go here. Let's find I'm just trying to see it. Center line. Center axis of this thing. Alright, so I'm going to click this plane, this plane. I'm going to make them coincident and make a new constraint. plane. This plane. That's a coincident. And then the last thing, constraint. And click the, get this axis. I'm going to cancel this. Alright, so I need to get the axis on my spring. So if I'm going to open up my spring part, the axis, I go here and select all references. Click this one, and control, and click this one, that axis. Okay, and now that adds an axis there. So if I save that, and now I go back to my assembly, and I add a new component. That has an axis there. So now I can click placement. Alright, so now I'm going to click this axis, and this axis, and I'm going to make them coincident. And then I'm going to make a new constraint. Click and drag this and line it up. And if we look at our drawing, that looks good. The spring is supposed to be inside. Check mark that. Alright, and recenter. And now we're going to save this orientation for our drawing. So if we go to View Manager, Orient, New, call this Assembly. View. Hit. Okay. Hit close. Now we also have to do the exploded view. If we go to Edit Position on the exploded view, we can click on this, drag it out, recenter the screen, drag that a little more, drag this down some. Hit check mark, default explode, save that, okay, update default. Alright, and then go to orientation, save this assembly view, okay, then new, then this will be called exploded view, and hit close. Alright, oh, cancel, and hit enter. Alright, cool. So now close that. Alright, and we can hit save. Alright, and save that. Alright, so the last thing we're going to do is we're going to go into our individual parts and add parameters so that we can create our bill of materials when we go to our drawing. So if we go to our main body, we go to our main body drawing, or our main body part, and go to model intent, parameters, and it looks like we have to add part numbers. So add, I'm going to call this part no, and we are going to do string, and then we're going to do for the main body, it's A001. Hit check mark, click OK, and then we want to parameters, add part underscore name, again string, and this is main body. Alright, check mark, okay. And then come to our, oops, my bad, close that. Come to our spring, and do the same thing, model intent parameters, add part underscore no, we have to make sure these are the same, string A002, check mark, add part underscore name, string spring. Oh shoot, I missed price, so we gotta add price. This is a real number. And this spring is 15. Check mark. Okay. Alright, so save that. Alright, come back here and go to our main body, all intent, parameters, add price 350. Check mark. Okay. And save. Alright, so now we're going to go back to our assembly, file, new, assembly, call this exam 2, use default template, okay, modeled by me, description, exam 2, okay. Oh shoot, did I click drawing? Whoops. File, new, assembly, no, drawing. Whoops, my bad. Alright, I'm a little tired. Exam 2, draw. Use default template, uncheck that. Format, okay. Alright, and now general view. Okay. Click there. Assembly view. Yep, that looks good. Scale 0.625. Alright. Looks like we are in business. Okay. Uncheck all these. And we want no hidden lines. Like that. Alright, so now we want to add a bill of materials. So we want to go to table, insert table, and we want to click, and it does give me the position. Let me find this real quick. Let's say I look this up. All right, it's going to be a looks like a 2x5 table, which is 5 columns. And click OK. And select the absolute coordinates. And this is 10.75 and 1.36. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go here. We're just going to type in some the table has in it. So index, part number, part name, price, let's click there, price, and quantity. All right. No, don't hit enter. Oh, that's not good. Alright. Okay, repeat region. To click add. Repeat region of the table. So click this one. And click this one. And click. We want it to be. We go to attributes. No duplicates, flat, and turn, done. We're gonna click and drag this over here. All right, so now if we come here, and for this first one, it's an index, so it's gonna be a report index. This one's gonna be report quantity. Part number, we're going to go here, ASM member user defined, and type in what we typed earlier, so part underscore number, hit OK. For this one, ASM member user defined, part underscore name, and last but not least, ASM member user defined price. Hit check mark, and then we have to hit update table. And looks good. So now we want to make sure everything is centered. Table, format, center everything. All right, and we are going to edit this table. Format, font, properties, text, height and width. And we're going to make this a little shorter. So width, characters, we're going to make that 4. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Let's take off a character on the index. Let's make that 9. And that looks good. Alright, so bring this centered. Let's go over here. And the last thing, create balloons. Create reference balloons. Okay. And we want to adjust the position of this reference balloon to format. We go arrow style, fill dot. Edit attachment. No, we might have the lock on. Locking it, unlocking it. Okay. Leave that there by hitting edit attachment. Oh, there, almost had it. And click and drag this over here. All right. And lastly, click this one and click and drag it, move this over here. And that looks good. All right, and all we have left to do is the exploded view. Sheet 2, general view, okay. Exploded view, apply, sections, view states. Exploded components, view default, apply, okay. And then scale is 0.5. Okay. Alright, so this one looks good. This sheet looks good. Move everywhere, and then lastly, go to the main body drawing. Everything looks good. One last thing to do for the main body drawing. Move these out a little bit. Make sure that these properties. Make sure that this view states, view display has hidden lines on it. Same with this one. Alright, so this is hidden lines on it. And let's make sure that didn't do anything. See these sheets? Nope, it's okay. Okay. So, and the last thing we have to do, if we go File, Prepare, Drawing Properties, change the detail options, arrow style, and change these to fill. Add change, apply, close, and repaint. Alright, looks perfect. Alright, so this is problem 1 completed. And here's the drawing from problem 2 completed. Both sheets with the bill of materials. Thank you for watching.